backboard, that we just didn't want to give up a lot of points off the backboard. And we tried to work at that in preparation, and having our lead was important too, I think. Had we not gotten the lead, then they're going to be a lot quicker to go inside than they were. And so with the lead that we had and them trying to get something going, I think they tried to drive, and they tried to get the three, and I think that probably helped us too, and that's what they had to do. So the way the game went was a help to us relative to our inside defense.
Coach, this year you've been reluctant to talk about 900. Can you say a few words about that tonight?
Yeah, I'm God. That's a few words.
When you started, did you ever see yourself coaching this long?
Well, I'll tell you an interesting thing about the difference between basketball and football. When I was watching the bowl games, there was a huge issue made of Joe Paterno's 500th game. I coached my 500th game 25 years ago. Think about that as you compare basketball to football. And the pressure on a basketball coach is every bit as much as that on a football coach, game by game. And I'm happy that I've been able to coach this long, because I've basically enjoyed coaching probably 70-30 anyhow. And that's a mark of longevity as much as anything else. So I'm just glad I've lived this long.
How much easier is it to focus on basketball nowadays?
No, this thing never entered my mind. I could care less about this. I'm just happy to get it over with, because it becomes, it's just like when we played last year. We had a record last year that we're trying to break, and teams are trying to make damn sure that ain't gonna happen to them. And the same thing with this. It was an albatross rather than, and so we got rid of it. Now we can concentrate on playing.
Coach, when you took the quick time out in the second half, was that just to settle them down a little?
Well, I think that the thing that I was really concerned about when we came out there was not, don't eat into our lead. You know, if we play even, fine. But that's why I say in six points in a minute. And now it isn't going to take 19 minutes to overcome the 9-point lead that we have. And so I just wanted to see if we could get attuned to what we were doing and make sure that we weren't coming out here with a 15-point lead against some team that wasn't capable of beating us in the second half, which they certainly are. And that's, I think, again, I go back to that point where when the lead went down to 7 and we moved it back up from there. I mean, that's as good, as I said, as I've ever had a team do against a good team when you got in trouble.
Can you talk a little bit about how Demir and Trevor?
Well, I thought that Cook and Sojagic played like they should play. You know, I mean, if you're a college basketball player, you ought to be able to play, and they have not played well. And tonight they looked like good college basketball players, and I hope it'll be an indication to them that this is a level at which they have to play. Not only that, but that they can play at this level. I'm gonna go get something to drink. If you want to wait for me to come back, you're free to do so. Don't bet heavily on it.
All right, well, here's a look at what Coach Knight did. 24 years old, 6 years at Army, and he won 102 games. Had a guy named Mike Krzyzewski on one of those clubs. And then he went to Indiana, won 3 national titles. Of course, that 76 club, the last club to start and finish undefeated. Been at Texas Tech now since 2002, 130-plus wins there, including the 900th of his coaching career, coming tonight against Texas A&M. Steve Lavin on Bob Knight's body of work. Coach, what stands out most for you?
Well, a couple come right to mind. Number one, longevity. Because of Coach Knight's ability to adapt and adjust to the changing game, His teaching methods have proven successful in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, into the new millennium. You cannot argue with the results. Secondly, the Triple Crown will always stand out in my book. The national championships, the gold medal, and the NIT championship. And then lastly, I think Bob Knight elevated game preparation to a different level in college basketball. The ability to exploit a weakness or a chink in the armor of an opponent to give his chance a better chance to win. Look at the way he was able in game preparation, game strategies through the NCAA tournament to lead his teams to national titles, whether it was an individual player taking away his strengths or collectively attacking the weakness or deficiency in an opponent. So Bob Knight, 900 wins, incredible longevity, a Hall of Famer, well-deserving, and still going strong.
Bob Knight captures win number 900. And you know what? There's only one guy I can think of that you're going to top Bob Knight with. Yeah, Barry Melrose.
That's right. Been a big night of Sports Center, and Barry's coming up.
It'll be Deron Washington. What a shot!
A guy named Deron Washington beats Virginia.
And Lee was from Virginia, and he fought for the South because he was from Virginia. State came first.
Paul Villanova. Dar Tucker. Does the Sabres' Darcy Tucker make this play?
Or Maple Leafs.
Darcy Tucker can't get that far off the ground. No hockey player can jump more than 3 inches off the ground. That's a known fact.
Neil's reporting Darcy Tucker's been traded, Barry.
to Virginia.
Air Force, Wyoming. Andrew Hankey finds Eric Kensick. Air Force wins in overtime. Ever fly a plane before, Barry?
Yeah, I've flown in a lot of planes, and I'm doing an Air Force game at the end of this month at Army.
A hockey game?
Yes, I am.
Welcome to College Game Night, presented by Pizza Hut.
Bob Knight on the brink of history, looking for career win number 900. Jody Conrad at Texas, Pat Summitt at Tennessee, the only two in college basketball, Division I to get there. Taking on a very good A&M team, ranked 9 in the country. Derek Rowlands, pass to Donald Sloan, couldn't handle it. The Aggies scored only 17 in the first half. Martin Zeno, pretty. Red Raiders on a 23 run. They're up 32-17. They took over from there, Steve Lavin.
Well, give Coach Knight and his staff credit. Excellent game plan. They threw some mud in the gears, made it a grinder, controlled tempo, precise offensively, and what a game plan defensively.
Slow it down. Texas Tech with an upset. Bob Knight wins. Career game number 900. Ollie Rowe.
Coach, I know you take great pride in being a teacher. What we saw you go over the game plan yesterday, that's what they did tonight. How gratifying is it that you really taught them and they executed it for you?
Well, it's not gratifying as much as it is just a damn good thing for them that they did.
Practice the day after would be a lot tougher if they didn't practice and follow what he preaches. They've done that. They did it in Indiana. They did it at Army. He looked at the 900th win as an albatross, almost like a target for everybody else. Now it's time to focus on basketball. But Labs, with regards to his career to this point, I mean, how do you sort of put it in perspective?
Well, when you look at his body of work, Carl, I think what stands out is longevity. The 900 wins an indication of that. But remember, his teaching methods have proved successful in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and into the new millennium. What that means is he's been able to adapt and adjust. His system has been flexible enough. The motion offense, the man-to-man defense are the cornerstones. His team's always unselfish. Secondly, what jumps out is the Triple Crown. The gold medal, the NIT, and the national championships. Only 2 other coaches in the history of basketball, Dean Smith and Pete Newell, have had that accomplishment as well, and they're Hall of Famers. And then thirdly, I think game preparation. The fact that he could analyze an opponent, exploit a weakness or a deficiency to give his team a better chance to win. And that weakness could be individually or collectively. We've seen that over the years. But let's be honest, also the checkered past, the incidents, the controversy will go with him.
The colorful nature that Bob Knight has had. Look at the 900 wins, and obviously 2/3 of them, 662 come, we're in the Indiana Red. Started at Army, it's now at Texas Tech, and as he says, it's time to refocus on basketball and put milestones in the rearview mirror. Milestone?
I've never hit a woman. I do not hit women. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing.
This is Sports Center.
The NBA's hottest team hits the road to face the team with the best record. Can the Blazers show the Celtics they're for real? ACC powerhouse is on the road and on the ropes. Did Duke and the tough-ranked Tar Heels have weaknesses exposed? The General closing in on a milestone moment, and his team handled a top 10 rival to get him there.
Look, Coach, I'm being threatened to do something that I have no idea of what I need to be doing.
So is there trouble ahead for Patriots playmaker Randy Moss? Details straight ahead on SportsCenter.
You people here tonight, and seats being full for a change, made one hell of a difference in the way Texas Tech played.
Said. SportsCenter starts with great finishes and comes Virginia in Charlottesville. Their first win in Charlottesville since 67-68, and the final is 7 teams decided by 5 points or fewer. It's good stuff, huh?
Yeah, thanks for including me in the show.
Just quit right now, actually. SportsCenter on TV, teamed up with Steve Levy. Good to have you with me. John Anderson. Good show's coming. Tony Sperano, he's going to Miami, the Dolphins' new head coach. Ahead right now, the Patriot-like, perfect UNC Tar Heels.
That's right. They came way back, 56-57. They went 32-0, beat Wilt's Kansas squad for the title. Hey, Steve Lather.
Track at career win number 900. Not going to be easy. 9th-ranked Texas A&M visiting Lubbock. So, yeah, there's Bob. 899 career wins. He needs roughly one more for 900. Aggies, sloppy early. Joseph Jones, jumper no good. Traveling turnover. Less than 3 minutes to go. Derek Rowland passes to Donald Sloan. Not so well. Aggies would score a season-low 17 first-half points. Pooh, coach these boys up. Martin Zeno in transition. Red Raiders, 20-3 run. They lead at the half, 32-17. Second half, Tech up a dozen. Trevor Cook behind the line, giving 3. Tech goes up 15. This game never in question. Later in the half, 51-35. Zeno, tough up and under, and the foul. Very pretty play. Texas Tech pulls off the upset. That's actually their 3rd straight win over the Aggies, and all of them with A&M in the top 10, 68-53.
Our players really played hard tonight against a really good team and a really good bunch of kids. But you people here tonight, and seats being full for a change, made one hell of a difference in the way Texas Tech played.
Bob gigging the hometown crowd just a bit about perhaps their poor attendance during the non-conference portion of the schedule. But they were there for this one on Wednesday night, a historic night. Knight becomes the first man in Division I basketball history to reach 900 wins, joins Tennessee women's head coach Pat Summitt, former Texas women's head coach Jody Conrad, as the only NCAA coaches ever to win 900 games or more. The General doing an excellent job afterwards of masking his joy over this historic win.
This thing never entered my mind. I could care less about this. I was just happy to get it over with because it becomes, it's just like when we played last year. We had a record last year that we're trying to break, and teams are trying to make damn sure that ain't gonna happen to them. And the same thing with this. It was an albatross rather than, and so we got rid of it. Now we can concentrate on playing.
All right, we check out Coach Knight's 900 wins by the numbers. 3 of them were for NCAA titles. So you get the trophy and you get the nets. That ties with Coach K for the 3rd most titles in Division I history. 32 of those wins, 1976. Knights Hoosiers didn't lose a game that year, making them the last team to go perfect in Division I. Look at Quinn Buckner back there in the glory days. Nice. And he's won 136 games at Texas Tech. Add that to the 102 at Army, 662 at Indiana. You get 900. Steve, I know you say no math, but there will be math and more wins.
Randy